Good morning. So we opened the show last night, Bridges, Madison County, and it went quite well. We had a full house for our small setup, not our big theater, but our smaller setup. And I wanted to take a minute to talk about the value of seeing your projects finished and what that can do to bolster self-esteem and a desire to further your projects, as I've witnessed that a lot in my students. So one of the things that we do with our larger shows, we can't do it with the small shows just because of audience seating, is we offer for all of our tech kids who build the shows, they get a free ticket to the show. We have 120 something, I think at this point. We've lost a few kids at the semester because they have to take other classes. Um, so when we have a studio show that only seats 50, we can't do that. But for the main stage shows, we can do that. But this show's a studio show, but we had quite a few of our tech kids who are now the newer kids are at 6 months in, and as most of even our advanced kids advanced, and I say that with air quotes, not because they're not good at it, but because last year was virtual. So it's that whole you can memorize the cookbook, but if you're never in the kitchen, do you know how to cook? Uh, so my Stagecraft 2 kids are in fact really Stagecraft 1 kids with just a little bit more in the way of definition and terminology knowledge, not so much practical knowledge. So this is about the time in year where they start realizing that they actually can do this. It takes about 6 months to start building those relationships and them getting their hands dirty, and they're starting to come out of their shells, and they're not afraid to try things anymore, which is huge. So they are asking more questions about the show. They are wanting to be more involved, and they are becoming more interested in live theater in general, specifically the projects we're doing and the other projects at the different schools around our district. So we give them the opportunity to come and see the show for free whenever we can, because they need to see their work on stage. They need to see other people reacting positively to what they have done. And that is a huge boost. I remember when I was in college, we participated in and now I'm going to forget the name of it, but it's a national competition for shows. Dang, it's just like right out of my head. Anyway, um, we were there was a particularly difficult sequence. We ran. This was way before advanced lighting systems, but we ran two light boards for the show because the lighting was extremely complex. We had an onstage lighting setup and a front of house lighting setup that were running off of two different boards. We had moving TV monitors on stage, which required a lot of cabling, and the performers were interacting with those. So we get through this incredibly complex sequence at the end of the show. Um, the kind of sequence that the stage manager just there's no numbers. It's just standby cues, 150 through 200, and then it's just go 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 go, and you just have to know what you're doing. And of course you rehearse it for just that reason. So we finished this sequence, and there was dead silence in the house, and you just hear one person go, "Wow." And that was like I was riding that high for probably the rest of the year. But it's those moments where you connect with your art and with what you're doing, and you realize that you do impact people with your piece of it. Because it's very hard sometimes for students to understand how, okay, I'm putting this platform together. How on earth does that make any bit of difference for the show? And then they come and they see the show and they see their little platform in the context of the set, in the context of the show, and the impact that that has on the audience. And that gives them a tremendous amount of pride, I hope, but also seeing that their piece matters and that their contribution matters. And you can widen that out to saying that they matter as a person because their piece of the puzzle show would have happened without their piece of the puzzle. And that's an incredibly important message. And again, part of what theater brings to students and brings to people in general. Um, so I watched my students last night because I'm sitting in the booth, and some of them were sitting right in front of the booth. And so I'm watching them react to the show and to the audience. And we finish the show and they're like, wow, that looked really good. I'm like, yeah, you did that. And seeing the look on their faces when they realized that they really did do that. That I didn't build all of this stuff. I just told them how to do it. I just provided the plan and gave them the help, and they're the ones that put it together. And that is hugely empowering. So have a great day, everybody. 3 more shows if you're in the area. Come and join us. Uh, KUSD Fine Arts ticket page. Um, Check out KUSD Fine Arts Facebook page if you are interested in finding about all the fun stuff that's going on in our district. And we hope to see you at the show.